First you want it, now later. Now? Then without after working, I can go out and Azimio is producing we are not producing we are importing from Tanzania. Can you imagine? In the Agricultural Committee, who has to have one? Hiyo ni vumbi bwana. Nitakuonyesha iko hapa. Iko hapa. Road by the county government. Direct. The thing is that how you access the building stone. They know. They already know. Just continue the process. Yeah, we have the sunflower seeds. It's under the GOK program. This is for free. I thought it was very the government is not selling to farmers because it looks like a donation. Yes, that's what they should mean. All right, we will get one and you know this thing gave us a lot of problem as government leadership in the house. Yeah. Because you guys were telling us this fertilizer was given as a grant. Yeah. And now you are selling us. That is what is written. Yeah, that's what it means. Actually, that's the implication. Yeah. So we'll take a copy, a bag, take to Nairobi,
and get into the real English.
Yes, so we asked Linturi to tell us
What it means.
when he received this, what did this stamp mean? Did it mean that we were getting a grant from Russia?
Right.
And therefore we were supposed to fight poverty and hunger by giving it for free? And if it was, why did you send it at 2,500? That's a very fair question.
Yeah, it is.
Or was it printed from here?
Exactly.
If it was printed from here, then
Yes. Because, I mean, one was out there that some fertilizer was brought into the country as a donation.
Yes.
That is what we first had. Yes. Then this came. With the correct English imprinted on it. But now we are saying
The message is saying they imagine that the fertilizer is free. And we have now to explain to them maybe that is something.
what the government should have done to help do away with that writing.
No, but whose stamp is that?
Yeah, is it Kenyan stamp?
After entry or before entry? Where? Mombasa. Madam, you want to tell us? That in Mombasa you have capacity to stamp all these banks in Kenya.
It must have come like that.
It came like that. Nini mnatuzia commission.
We'll check it out.
what is the cost of moving? All the way packages.
Is that what we are redeeming?
That's amount to them doing this.
And it should have
How much about?
it should have been communicated to farmers. 2,000?
Yes.
It can't be 2,000. By the way, it's usually 100 shillings per bag moving a consignment from Nairobi to Mombasa. So add another 100 to get here. So that is 200 shillings. You know, it came with its own packaging already. So if the government is doing business, then I want to be in government. That's the best job to do. Be in government. All right, we'll continue.
Chairman, hiyo ni yako.
So this section we have third-party stocks belongs to the Tumechoka.
All of this. So you're providing storage in the county government. At what pace?
Director, yes. When did this come? This is your property. This is your property.
What is the flow? Do they move?
Yeah, they move.
Because it looks like they have been here for a long time.
Look at the breathing from dust.
That tells me.
So colleagues, many of the problems you are this is food which is going to waste. Because it's not being collected. I have a rough idea of county. So when you do a spot, you don't see farmers too much. And the county government
And is it for sale?
do is preempt this loss, the impending loss.
We can talk how to do this one. You need to come and find the one you 742. You now stop the 200. So it is just this thing. No mix, nothing. This is
Where do you come from? We have been farmers the rest of our life. There's no fertilizer.
yeah.
Hakuna.
This was the first.
That was the place you can go and have it.
Yeah.
This is not fertilizer.
This is the Gilgil story.
This is just good.
EPC. But you know, sadly, out of 4,000 bags, we only have 42 million. So the rest are in the field. Let me see the You've never seen such a place where it was or the whole thing. Yeah, we have
Wanaenga ini mole pia nini?
Yeah, I can do it in. I can count there. Go back. Now we will do. You ready? Members of the press, we are here today at the Kakamega NCPB depot with a view to looking at what is alleged to be fake fertilizer. I'm joined here by my colleague, the Member of Parliament for Matayos, Honorable Odinga. I am here with the Kakamega County Senator, Honorable Boni Halwale. We have the members of staff of NCPB, together with the national government officers through Ngao and the internal security. We are on a fact-finding mission. Firstly, we have to give it to the press that the issue of what is dubbed fake fertilizer originated from the press. And being the fourth estate, you have played a very pivotal role towards enlightening our public on matters of concern. Had it not been for your expose, we would not be here today. And therefore, we give it to members of the press. You have been good partners in the journey to purifying our country from the malfunctions and malpractices that exist. Now, we have held very lengthy and good meetings with the members of NCPB. We have had concerns raised by the NCPB and the farmers themselves. And in due course, we are going to be meeting farmers to also get the story from them. We have also been able to see by ourselves some of the fertilizer under question. And we will be carrying a few samples back with us that will be subjected to tests by Kenya Bureau of Standards. And as a parliament, we have also engaged private laboratories in order that we seek concurrence. So when the matter was brought before Parliament, it was directed to the Committee of Agriculture, and that is why we are here with you here today. So we will do everything within our powers to ensure that farmers get justice out of this. People spent money, people wasted time, people applied wrong fertilizer on their farms, some of which have created coloring or discoloring of maize in the farms and other farm produce. So it is a mess that as a country we must address. There is the idea or agenda of food security in our country. And when we have economic saboteurs, such as what we witness here and in other places within our country, then it goes against that wider vision. We must feed our country. We must be food sufficient moving forward. And as a committee, we have pledged to try the much we can to unravel the entire thing. And at the end of the day, have those who are culpable face the law without casting aspersions and employing impartiality all through and through. If you allow me, I will ask my brother, Honorable Odinga, to say something, and then I will usher in, you are a good senator, and also a member of NCPB, if they will have anything to add. Honorable Odinga.
Thank you.
Oh, Jared Okelo, I'm the MP for Nyando constituency in Kisumu County.
We also know Wananchi are complaining about the fertilizer which was supplied by the counties and which are still in the stores around. What about, are we also doing a check on that?
We do not have a catalog of what was supplied by counties and what was supplied by national government. And we don't want to go beyond our jurisdiction. Ours is to ensure that the expose on fake fertilizer is fully unraveled, and the country gets to know the depth and the width of this entire issue. So whatever was brought by county or national, that is not what we are investigating. Well, they are not written not for sale. I have personally seen them. They are written not for resale. And those two English words mean different things.
you say that there is a circular from the managing director of NCPD that the depots should refund farmers for the fertilizer. Our farmers from this region being refunded what they supply.
Yeah. Well, I would really advocate for farmers to be compensated. I would really advocate for that. But that is now under the purview of the national government. We want to limit our activities to what is enshrined in Article 95 and 96 of the Constitution that talks about the role of a member of parliament. So members of parliament did not and will not supply any fertilizer. The government did. And if the government has seen it fit to compensate, then that is a welcomed idea, and we will fully support that.
When are you planning probably to, give your reports after this?
We intend to have 2 more weeks going around the country because we want a comprehensive report. So in the next 3 weeks, we should be able to table this before Parliament for debate. And we are going to recommend drastic measures and drastic actions to be taken against any culpable individual. Let me call them crooks who are subjecting our country into this kind of economic sabotage.
So unasema sio jukumu lenu kupendekeza iwapo wakulima walipwe fidia ama hapana, sio jukumu lenu?
It will be preemptive. We are going to come up with a raft of recommendations. That may be part of them. But in order that we do not experience a similar occurrence in future, very drastic measures must be recommended. Honorable Dan.
In the interest of time, I think I won't take so long because you can hear even my voice as issues. But it is so sad for our country that the poor farmers around here can get fake fertilizer. We have seen the soil conditioner. We have seen even in Kakamega here. People have consumed a lot of fake fertilizer. In some of the types of the fertilizers, out of 4,000 plus bags, all of them have been sold except for 42. So means a lot of, and I don't want even to call it fertilizer, it is just something else. It's not even a fertilizer. There are stones, we have just seen some dust. It is not a fertilizer at all. So the people who are culpable must be brought to book. This is what we want as a committee. We really want, because as maybe even the county government, when they bought the fertilizer, they could not know that it is not fertilizer, because they don't have laboratories. NCPB, we want to believe that is the same story. But we want to also follow on to the KEFIs and the KEBs, because they are the agents that are supposed to establish the quality, the mark of quality of the fertilizer and any goods that we are using. So that is where we want to really put our emphasis. Otherwise, compensation is very important, but the NCPB is telling us that they will give those farmers only the fertilizer. But compensation, if you were to plant at the end of March, you are now maybe you will plant in May. You are late. The safaris you've been making from Marinya or Emanyuria here to Kakamega, you have been spending money. We want, if that compensation is done, it has to include all the loss that the farmer has incurred. Let me be as brief as that.
Honorable Senator.
Thank you, colleagues, members of parliament. Welcome to Kakamega. Wananchi, why fertilizer? Fertilizer is not the issue. The issue is about food. We are talking about fertilizer because at the end of the value chain, we were going to get food. Even in situations of war, usually pathways are created to allow food and water to reach civilians. In this particular situation, there's no war in this country, and somebody has deliberately worked out his arithmetics or her arithmetic so that 6-7 months from now, there'll be no food in the countryside. To me, this is a crime against humanity. And therefore, I appeal to members of parliament, as you retreat to write your report, you be firm, you stand with the farmers, you stand with the people who are going to be faced with high food prices because of crop failure. In this store where we have come from, as Senator Odinga has said, we have seen bags and bags of powder in the name of fertilizer. They are going to be analyzed by Parliament independently. In the fertilizer delivered by the county government of Kakamega, thanks the members of the media are already aware, what is being sold as fertilizer is stones. They are there. I am so saddened that the director of agriculture has sat in the same meeting with us, and he has had the audacity to tell us that that fertilizer by the county government was given after research, soil studies were done, so as to improve the pH of the soil. Toto, from the time we were born, can a stone change the pH of anything? Even the chemistry you learned in Form 1 and Form 2 surely moves you away from that kind of stupidity. We want to start asking the tough questions, which will include, ladies and gentlemen, that what is wrong with our governance system? There must be something fundamental with our governance system, because it is that governance system, that which is wrong, that allows people who are actually saboteurs, who are criminals, who are conmen, to be in high office to the extent that they are visiting this to members of the public. Members of Parliament, as you go, don't be afraid. You are elected to defend these people. Make sure that the irreducible minimum is that the Minister of Agriculture, Franklin Turi, should take responsibility and be relieved from office as he awaits for criminal charges against him. And members of the County Assembly of Kakamega, what are you waiting for? The crime by the county government of Kakamega through Baraza is impeachable. Baraza is not fit to be in office after selling this fertilizer to you. If Baraza is impeached, I will still be the senator, so I'm not playing politics. If he's impeached, the person to benefit is the deputy governor or the speaker. We're just defending our farmers. Look at that old man. Please come, Mzee. This is a legend in the Luya community. This old man is headed into 80, but it's like this, he's a legend. He's one of the footballers in the Luya nation who ever played football in this country, called Mzee Lugendo. He rose to become a leader in our community, and he was a supporter and campaigner of Baraza, and Baraza gave him fake fertilizer. He has carried a few bags there here. We will not keep quiet. We shall not be afraid. Linturi must go. Baraza must go. That is the bare minimum.
Mimi vile mnaelezwa na Senator Dr. Khalwale, mimi kwa majina naitwa Mesha Galuchendo, umri wa miaka 70 na zaidi. Nilifanya kazi miaka mingi, na wakati niliretire kuja nyumbani nikaingilia kazi ya ukulima, na nikaomba wananchi wa nyumbani kama wanaweza kunipa kiti ya kuongoza, na 2008 nikapewa kiti ya councillor kwa area mimi natoka area ya Mukango sub location, Shibuye location, Kakamega East. Na wakati niliingilia kilimo, nimekuwa mkulima mpaka saa hii ni mkulima. Nimeshangazwa na ile mbolea tumepata kutoka kwa county government ya Kakamega. Imekuwa mawe tupu, na tumeshindwa tutafanya nini na hiyo mbolea. Hata wakina mama wale ni wasaidia na mbolea kidogo kidogo, wamekuja wakilia mbolea haikuwasaidia. Na mimi mwenyewe nimepepa sample, niko nayo kwa gari. Watu wa press mkitaka kuiona, yuko hapa karibu.
nitawapatia muione, ndio mjue mimi naongea ukweli. Na nashindwa kusikia member wa parliament akisikia watahutumia tu mambo ya parliament. Sasa nashindwa wale tuko kwa county government tutatetewa na nani ndio tupate compensation ya ile pesa tumepoteza kwa hiyo mbolea ya bush. So naomba naomba kamati ile inaweza kushughulikia watu wa county government wale wameumia kama mimi, na watushughulikie na sisi tupate compensation kwa ile mbolea ya bush tumepata. Asante.
Magunia ngapi?
Nilinunua magunia 20 mimi na wakulima wenzangu watatu.
So yote ilikuwa fake?
Yote ilikuwa fake. Na ile sample niko nayo iko hapa kwa gari, kama mnataka kuiona niilete mara moja muione.
Leta waheshimiwa waione. Asante sana colleagues. Asante sana colleagues. 2 points have been raised by members of the press. I am not a member of the committee but a friend, but I'm still the senator of Kakamega. I need to respond. We have seen the bags are stamped not for resale. The person who stamped was telling the recipient, don't sell. So, because some of the bags are from Russia that are in here, we would like the government of Kenya to tell Kenyans, was that stamp by the government of Kenya or it was by the manufacturers in Russia? If the stamp was done in Russia, Russia was telling Kenya not to sell that fertilizer to us. They should have given the fertilizer for free. And if the stamp was by the government of Kenya, not for resale, then it makes sense that having bought it at 2,500, then you are not supposed to sell to another farmer. The second question is, what do we do? The very least Parliament, Senate in this sense, and National Assembly can do and must do, we must make sure, yes, thank you, we must make sure that the people who are conned are compensated. Already, for Director of Agriculture, you are here, inform the governor as you go back. We have already taken an audit. We have established the people who collected fertilizer from the county government, and therefore, you better start refunding their money. If you don't refund, we will ask Baraza to come to Nairobi for that decision to refund or otherwise be done from there. Colleagues, people must be refunded. Thank you very much.
Labda nipe tu KEBS, labda umesema kwamba mnatarajia kutable the report in 3 weeks. Mtakuwa mmefanya pia kikao na KEBS kwa sababu pia ni wao ndio pia wanastahili kwa wanadhibitisha kwamba mbolea iko sawa.
Well, so far we have invited KEBS before us, and they have given their testimonies, which will form part of our report as well. We have equally invited KEFIS. We have talked to NCPB, and if at the end of our tours there will be need to call them again, we will. Otherwise, we want to get to the bottom of things. Finally, as is typical of us, we have a way of putting in our local issues. So those are just extraneous matters that will not form part of our report. I thank you very much. Yeah.
Kuna mheshimiwa MCA mkubwa wa kamati
ya agriculture. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is James Etabare. I'm the MCA representing Kisa North Ward and the chairman of Agriculture Committee, Kakamega County Assembly. We are here to also follow up on what the National Government Committee of Agriculture are doing. And we are alive to the fact that at the county level, we've also had issues with our fertilizer. But what I want to communicate now is that as a county assembly, within the purview of our mandate, we are doing investigation. And we've taken the samples to KEFIS, Kenya Bureau of Standards, and the government chemist. We've also visited the plant that supplied Kakamega County with the fertilizer. And once we get the report from these 3 agents, we'll be able to do our report and submit it to the people of Kakamega County. What I want to assure the members of public, and specifically the people of Kakamega County, is that as an assembly, we will remain objective in this and give you what you ought to hear and not just what we want to give you. So everything is under investigation and we are not sleeping on that. It's a mandate. We cannot delegate to anybody or any other body.
Two questions. One,
yes.
When are you expecting the results from those entities that you're talking about? But also, two, how many bags so far in Kakamega you have ascertained that they were fake?
About when we are supposed to get the reports is a concern to me equally, because it has been over months since those samples were taken by multi-agency operators, and we are pushing them so that we get this report as soon as possible. I would have imagined even as yesterday. The effect is that even our farmers are not able to do what they wanted to do the planting as they wait for this report. So I cannot say, because I don't have that capacity to talk on their behalf. But we are pushing all those three actors to help us with their report. They will help us in now giving the report to the Kakamega people. The other thing you said?
How many bags of fake fertilizers?
I think it will be wrong for me to say fake, but the word is alleged fake. I'll be able to say fake when I have the scientific reports supporting my conversation, because I don't want to mislead the public. Because if I say fake, then it will mean it's fake. There's no need of investigation, and that is where we are. We'll be asking also to open this one. We'll look at it and see what sample it is there, just to see if it can confirm with what is in our stores. But most of our stores remain closed. However, the report we are getting from the ground are promising and probably giving another direction, which I wouldn't have wanted us to take that direction. The farmers who have used it are saying it is good. And the farmers who have not used it are saying they are seeing stones. So we need to be explained to. If these stones had a meaning, we would want to know the essence of the meaning, the import of those stones in the fertilizer, and that alone can come from the scientific laboratories that we have asked to give us the report. We had a KEFIS analysis, but it did not share the opinion. To that extent, we were not able to make use of that report, and we've asked them to redo analysis of the same.
How many bags are we talking about?
Maybe
quite a number, because the fertilizer we are talking about was delivered in Kakamega County, the entire Kakamega County. So it's not just an isolated case. And that's why I emphasize that the report from the investigators will be very important to us.
Mr. Chairman, my question is about procedures. As a committee of the Agriculture at the Assembly, when this fertilizer was delivered, did you have access to it? Did you take samples at that point before you started delivering it, supplying to farmers? As an assembly, as a committee?
Okay, an assembly has specific functions under the law. And one of sampling and is not part of our mandate. Our mandate is to represent. So anytime now something gets to wananchi, now we come in. But the matrix as to whether the quality, procurement, those are executive functions, lies in the ministry that is concerned.
You have been privy to any information that the executive tested this fertilizer before supply to your constituents?
We've had on serious engagement with the line department, because we've asked them serious questions. And one question which they have agreed with us as the representative of people is that when they were changing this fertilizer, they never did what we call public sensitization. Public would have known the import, or rather, if the fertilizer that we were procuring will have stones. That is a misstep that we both share with them, and they have agreed. But now, to the extent of the quality, the usability and the fitness of it, I will be very hesitant to talk about it on this platform. As
a committee, do you know how many bags were supplied in Kakamega?
In Kakamega? because every word was getting roughly 2,000. Then you multiply times 60 words. That's how many?
120.
You one?
120.
No, it should be 1,200.
1,200.
1,200 bucks. We also had the maize seeds, but I think that one we have not had an issue about it.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Ufungulie huko, nafikiri waheshimiwa bwana wanaendelea.
Do you like to take some sample?
Let me tell you, Mheshimiwa, let us take our oversight role seriously.
Seriously. And that's why I said I cannot say whether it's good or bad.
It is bad.
Because if I say it's bad and I'm not receiving those reports, then I'll be
You see, when it's bad,
based on what I took was different. One of them is that not to lie and not to serve anybody except the people of this country.
Tumepanda nayo ni mbaya.
Compensation?
If it turns out that it's fake, then as assembly we will be pushing for condemnation. That one we cannot give the executive. It will be